another mini trip of mine. I am in Las Vegas for just a day. I got here to Vegas earlier today. I drove from my home in Utah to Vegas. It was like a 6 hour drive, and I made one stop because I needed to eat and I needed gas. And so I got corn dogs at a gas station. That's the reality of road trip food for me is corn dogs. That's what I'll eat. I actually love corn dogs, so it was fine. But then I got here and I'm staying at the Luxor, which is on the strip. It's really nice. It's a really pretty hotel. Um, and I've had a good time. I came here because I got comped a room from using a travel hack. I have been using the My Vegas Slots app, and I got enough points to be comped room for a night. And so I was like, okay, well, Vegas is only like a 5-6 hour drive from where I live. I don't mind driving there for a night. So that's what I've been doing. I'm here for the night, and I also got tickets to the Titanic exhibit that they have here at the Luxor, which was actually amazing. Like, it was a really in-depth exhibit. It had a lot of really pretty artifacts that they were showing, like chinaware and perfumes that had been left in the ship, and they gave you a little card, which I got to keep, that you were like assigned a passenger on board, and you got to see at the end if they survived. My person survived, so cheers to them. And it's been a good night. I went to Johnny Rockets, which was a little bit of a deviation from my original plan. My original plan was I was going to use a credit that I had for Diablo's Cantina, which is also here in the Luxor. Because of the app, I had been comped $20 off $40, and I was going to use that for my dinner tonight. I did not realize it's a Raiders home game today. And because of that, it's a blackout date. And I was like, I really should have paid more attention to the football schedule. Because I knew that it was blackout for football games. I just didn't realize that the Raiders were playing tonight. So that also made parking hard. Parking was not fun. I went in circles for half an hour. Over half an hour. I went in circles trying to park because they had so much of it blocked off, and it was just really confusing. Yeah, next time I come, I might just bite the bullet and pay the extra $20 for valet parking versus self-parking. Might be nice to just save myself that half an hour of headache. What else? I have a really nice room. I'm going to include footage of the room. I went to the bar and got my signature Diet Coke because I am a Diet Coke girly and drink it everywhere I go. And I also played in the casino a little bit, just a tiny bit. I just took out $60 and then played until I'd won my money back. So, yeah, I had a nice day. I'm not excited about having to drive back because I just know it's going to be, like, exhausting. It wasn't that bad driving here, which I was actually surprised by, because when I drove to Logan several months ago, it was actually a nightmare. Like, I got so bored around like hour 1.5 in the final 30-minute stretch. Well, no, Logan's 3 hours away. The final hour was terrible. I was so bored. I was so tired. And like, yeah, I got tired driving here to Vegas, but I honestly did not do too bad. And it's giving me confidence for my road trip that I have planned for this coming summer in 2024. If you have not heard on my podcast, I know I've been super inactive. I am planning on road tripping back home this summer, or this coming summer, for my brother's graduation. He's graduating from high school, and he's my first sibling to graduate high school, so I kind of want to be there. But yeah, so it's going to be like a 2-day drive, realistically 2 to 3 day drive. And that's full days of driving to get back home. And so I'm like trying to plan little trips here and there to like extend my driving stamina. And so this is just another one of those. I'm planning on taking another trip here to Vegas for my winter break. Just for another overnight trip. I'm going to hopefully go to a different hotel, see a different exhibit. I really like food touring, so like, and traveling for food. So I'm gonna go to more food places. That's my gig. Um, if the bodies exhibit is still around, I actually may come back here to the Luxor because I really do want to see the bodies exhibit. It looks really cool. It's like this, like just anatomy exhibit that they have here at the Luxor, and it looks really cool. And I'm like a big medical nerd, so I may actually stay at the Luxor. Time will tell. But that's going to be mid-December for just an overnight trip. I have 3 days off, and I don't have school because it's my winter break. So yeah, I'll be back here in Vegas. And then that'll be my last trip of the year. And then I start out 2024 strong by flying back home to Delaware for a week. And I'll spend a week with my family. And then it's nothing on the agenda yet, like major, until that road trip. Because I am trying to save my PTO. I have 100 hours of PTO already. So fingers crossed I can get enough PTO to take, like, my goal is at least 2 pay periods, so at least 4 weeks. If I can push it to 6 weeks, like if I have enough PTO to do that, I want to. But I only get like 7 or 8 hours of PTO a pay period, so we'll see how much I end up with. 2 pay periods is 144 hours, so that's like 7 pay periods left that I have to get in order to hit that 2 pay period off amount of PTO. So we'll see. I'll definitely, hopefully, be vlogging that. I want to get better. I always say I'm going to be better at creating content, and then I mess up and I get lazy or I get busy and I forget to create content. But I'm hoping that when I take that break and I take that 4 weeks off, I can just focus on grinding on vlogging, grinding on my podcast, grinding on Instagram, and just create a bunch of content. I mean, I know why I'm doing this trip because I want to go back to the East Coast and I want to do family history work. I do a lot of genealogy and family history work, and I want to do cemetery indexing for Find a Grave. Because Find a Grave has memorials. It's a digital memorial site for like graveyards, and so you go and you take a picture of the headstone in the graveyard, and then you put in the birth date, the death date, the name, any relatives you can find of them, and then their profiles. And so that's kind of what I want to do. I kind of want to like just spend time having fun and road tripping, and gonna try to hit Hyatt status next year. I was gonna do IHG, and then I was just like, I feel like Hyatt status gets me more perks than IHG status, so I think I'm gonna go with Hyatt. It was kind of like a last minute decision. Like, I had been planning on IHG for like months now, and I'd already started to like get some nights stayed with IHG, and I was going to finish out getting loyalty for 2024, so I wouldn't be building loyalty, I'd be having loyalty. And then I was like, after my Thailand trip and like hearing how much people were so team Hyatt and like were using their Hyatt card and were staying at these Hyatts, and I was like, maybe maybe I'll switch. And so I'm gonna be staying at Hyatt's next year for my road trip. 4 weeks should get me to at least base tier status, like base elite status. I think it's called Explorist or Discoverist. I can't remember. I need to get better at knowing these things. But I'll be getting that. Try to get the World of Hyatt card next year. Yeah, that's my travel plans. And so I'm just gonna show y'all some footage of my room here, and let me know if you have any questions. This is just a quick overnight stay here in Vegas. I've only stayed in Vegas once before, so I wanted to kind of get another trip here, because it's actually a really cool city and there's a lot to do. You know, there's a lot to cater to everyone's tastes. Like, I'm more of a foodie, like adventure person, and so I have been eating at the restaurants, and I'm going to continue to do that tomorrow before I leave. And then I went to the exhibit, and that's what I find fun. So, it's a fun city. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all again soon.